All right, we are live, brothers and sisters. You know, we get started in a few. Oh boy, it's been um, it's been interesting in the news, man. Ron Rivera just released he released on the news, decided to make an executive decision to go ahead and get rid of Dwayne Haskins. Now, this has been an individual who played at Ohio State University, managed to throw over 50 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 14 games in 2018. Was drafted as 15 round pick, you know, and I mean he's projected to be good, like Daniel Jones, you know, um, people. Even the New York Giants, they was receiving a lot of criticism at one point. They was like, "Oh, well, like why would you pass on Dwayne Haskins to get Daniel Jones?" And I think Daniel Jones is producing, but he should have won that game last week. That at least would have helped out tremendously for them to get to the playoffs. Now it's going to be up to the Washington and the Cowboys. So you have to really see. I truly believe the Cowboys going to find a way to win the NFC East. Nobody's talking about right now, but Andy Dalton, he's he's finding a way. He's finding his rhythm. So Mike McCarthy getting the boys prepared. CeeDee Lamb, I like what he's doing. I would like for the Cowboys to represent the NFC East. But I just want to say about this for brothers, like you have this football player, Dwayne Haskins, man. He was projected to have an all-star talent. You went through the NFL Combine. It's going to be very successful in the NFL, but he just didn't produce. Like he wasn't unable to read defenses in a good way. He couldn't call huddles. Didn't have good leadership skills. So you have former Ohio State coach, right, Urban Meyer. He said you have to challenge him. You have to challenge him and be patient with him. This is an individual who played 14 games for us, won the Big Tens, but he went to the pros, I believe, a little bit too early. And that could, that probably could have had some type of influence on there, but it was one thing that the 30-10 loss to Baltimore. I remember, I think when the first game of the season is 30-10, he actually threw 300 yards, but didn't manage to win the game. He was celebrating that feat. So this is a team effort. Then you go in, fast forward in the first 4 games, he's supposed to be a backup for Kyle Allen, but Kyle Allen ended up breaking his ankle, I think November 4th. Then you had Alex Smith, had played in a few games. But the way Haskins hit a QB rate 29.4, they say through 12 touchdowns and 18, like 14 interceptions, man. I mean, just very, very, mediocre. Some of these numbers that you wouldn't dare to actually say, okay, this is my primary quarterback. And I think, what's still the deal here is that he violated COVID-19 restrictions. He was he was seen with a mask, no mask. He was on video. He was celebrating his girlfriend's birthday party with strippers, and you can't be doing that when you're in the NFL. I mean, seriously, like not only you got to focus on the game, you can do whatever you want to do, but we're in a global pandemic, and the fact that people can be asymptomatic. You bringing that back into the NFL, they don't have like a bubble, and so now you have the ability to contract many diseases. And so that was the whole thing, the COVID-19 restriction, and Ron Rivera looking at that like you're a representation of the team, why you're doing this, and then your lackluster performance. You don't have leadership skills to lead us into victories. Defense, I say, on the Washington football team is actually was pretty good. It's just the offense. I just gotta remember online they was criticizing him, saying like he was criticizing his offensive alignment. And I mean, I don't know how he is a person. I don't know him personally. I just would judge what I've seen on the field. And I'm looking like, dang, like why is Dwayne Haskins throwing like two, like he can put up numbers, but he be making like bonehead plays, like throwing 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions, man. I'm like, dude, like, and what's so unique about this is that the NFC East is so like anybody, it's up for grabs. Like anybody can go to the playoffs in that in that division, man. If you just at least go 8-8, 9-7, we might have a 7-9 team close to the playoffs. I mean, it happened before with the Seattle Seahawks, and they advanced to the divisional round, the Saints. But my thing is like, bro, I'm looking at this like this is crazy, man. And he was able to bounce back. Robert Griffin III actually explained about his proposition on this. He was saying like, okay, well, you're 23 years old, you can bounce back from this, man. You got your whole life ahead of you. You got this. And RG3 went through the same thing, but he was with Washington, but he got injured too. And I think it was that playoff game in the wild card. Maybe it was against the Cowboys. It was some team, and they kept him in and messed his whole career up. He haven't been the same since. So now he's the backup quarterback for the Ravens. I feel like the only best way Dwayne Haskins can bounce back, like get in shape. You're a free agency. You're still in a free agency. Even though you've been fined for $40,000, so that's a bad stench on your record. But things happen, right? You know, just play better, learn the playbook. I think too is that he didn't really have a good strategy, or I don't know what he do on his personal off time to actually understand the Washington playbook too. But as a quarterback, you are the offense, like you are the leader of everything. You control literally everything, like what's going on. And the whole scenery on the offense, like you calling things, you saying like where you need to go, you seeing things. You got to learn how to read defense when they're gonna rush in and they're gonna do a spy blitz on you. And I just feel like he had the inability to do that. It's sort of like a Cam Newton, like Cam Newton kind of started off really bad on the first 2 or 3 years, then he actually got better, with the Carolina Panthers. So it takes time, And did they fire the brother too quick? I think they did, but I can see why the executive decision. But I mean, at least they were winning with Alex Smith. They seemed somewhat competitive. But I mean, this was a very good. I mean, this was kind of bad too. I mean, I just felt like losing to the Panthers, that really hurt them because they could at least like don't really have to worry about winning the last game too much to get into still they deal into the playoffs. But now they have to go against Philadelphia, and you're going against with Jalen Hurts. But with this brother, man, you can bounce back, and when I look at this too, take your job serious, whatever you do. This is a learning lesson. Avoid distractions as much as possible. And I know it's hard, it's tough, it's things that I have to work on. But even if you work a regular 9 to 5, work on your craft each and every single day, man. And just focus on what you can control, and you have to get through that fear. I feel like if this brother would have productively done a little bit better, maybe Ron Rivera wouldn't make that decision saying, "Hey, you got to leave." But he said it would be best for both parties, of course, at ESPN statement. And it was just something that needs to be done. But for Dwayne Haskins, man, this is not an L for you. I mean, it'd be another team that could pick you up. You might have to be like a Geno Smith, get picked up by a different team. You sweet, with the Jets. Now you with a different team. Now you're just a backup, and you can go move forward from there. So we'll see, man. We'll see how this is going to work out. We'll see how this is going to go going on to his future. I think the brother's going to be all right. Nothing too much is going to go crazy with him. But yeah, it sucks, man. It's supposed to be like a humbling experience. You're supposed to be the first string quarterback that had a lot of faith in you and 15 round pick, and for you to lead them to a great victory, man, and Super Bowls and stuff like that, divisional conference championship games. But you was unable to do the job. But he said he's going to take full responsibility, which I like about the young man. He said he's going to take full responsibility, and then he's going to move forward, with his with everything that's going on. So I commend the brother for doing that, man. I think he's going to be just fine, growing, doing whatever he needs to do. But for the brother, man, just move forward, man. Just move forward. Everything happens for a reason. It, you may be a good announcer, you may be, so financially you might be all right. But you're 23 years old, you still got like a good 10 years. And you can play into your 40s, but it depends. You got to be like really good, man. And the NFL wants to invest in you in your long term health. But yeah, man. So for this, I was just like, wow, that's crazy. And I think that was going to at least wait to the end of the season, but they end up doing it right now. I was like, whoa, like, but hey, man, it is what it is. Maybe made too many mistakes on the field. But this is brother here. That's all I really have to say for Dwayne Haskins, man. Hopefully you take this as a learning lesson as brothers too. You gotta be knowledgeable about your job. You gotta come in with a positive mental attitude, and you gotta work hard. That's it. You gotta work hard and own up to your mistakes and take full responsibility. Show up on time, do what you gotta do, and that's anything you do in life, and you're gonna be just fine. So you guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. That's all I really have to say. Love you guys. I'm out. Deuces.